I can go get myself. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. So once a year, you guys have a festival here, and it brings in 150,000 people.
140,000.
140,000
In 2 days.
in 2 days. Is that like vendors and all?
Yeah, that's everybody.
You must have oodles and gobs of vendors that come here.
I've got 100 of vendors on my property here, completely filled up inside and out. Yeah, that's just on my property. 100.
Just on your property. And
Every house, every backyard, front yard has vendors in it.
how far am I from Nashville, Tennessee?
55 miles.
55 miles. To
Yeah.
get back to Nashville, my easiest way would be to what? Go back to 65?
No,
No?
no. Easiest way from here. It's Highway 82 out here.
Uh-huh.
The stop sign.
Is that the old Nashville Road?
No. Go across the tracks.
Okay.
Just turn right at the tracks. Go across the tracks. Take 82 straight out to the 4-lane. That's 231. Just remember the 4-lane.
Right, to 231.
You'll turn right. It'll take you right to Murfreesboro. You'll catch I-24.
Right.
Take you straight to Nashville.
Am I pretty close to Lynchburg?
Not bad. Lynchburg, south of here, 35 miles, I think it is.
35 miles, I think. That's just right here in this neck of the woods. But they have this shindig once a year.
It's one of them we have once a year. We do the RC Cola Moon Pie Festival in June, and then we've got the winter Santa Claus and stuff every Saturday in the wintertime. And our shops, a lot of shops that do a lot of shopping here.
The town itself, do you know anything about the history of the town towards when it started or anything?
Not a lot. Not really. It was back in the 1800s, but
What put it on the map? The railroad?
railroad
Put it on the map?
had cattle and stuff in here where they had a siding here, and this is where I bought all this land from the railroad. This is where the steam engines come in and filled up their tanks.
On down? Is that
Right,
where the
all
steam?
this right in here.
Really?
All this, This was all siding at one time.
How much property did you buy?
Here, I got 3.5 acres downtown here.
Well, it looks like it's a town that's been conserved of people deliberately wanting to make it look still in its original form towards old.
That's the way we live here. It's not a tourist town, so to speak. You know, it's fudge shops. I mean, all that. I mean, we got an ice cream parlor and stuff, but it's just original to what it's always been.
Is it?
And we've kept like Family Dollar wanted to come in and put a place in. We don't let that happen. We don't want the Family Dollars and all the stuff.
You don't want the franchises in
No,
here.
No. Just
What do you figure the population is here? Maybe
500.
500? You got a mayor, a council, you got
A mayor and alderman.
alderman, do you?
Yep, sure do.
Well, I'm going to look around if you don't mind.
Don't mind.
My name is Dennis Jackson. Your name again, sir?
Greg Heineke.
Greg Heineke. And you own a great deal of property around here.
Quite a bit of the town, yeah. I have the cafe and all the gift shops out here and stuff. And this is an event center. We're feeding 250 people tonight. The shooters, they come from all over. Where this is their national banquet. Fast draw shooters.
What kind of shooters?
Cowboys, fast draw. They have a big group all over the United States that participate in fast draw.
When will they be here?
Tonight. It's they all dress like cowboys, and back in the old days, they're having the national tournament up by War Trace somewhere.
Are they?
And this is their banquet where they give out the trophies, and people from all over the United States will be here. I got a 250-person wedding reception in Murfreesboro that I'm getting my trucks ready to go out on here. So,
I see.
you know,
So you're steadily busy. You're steadily moving and shuffling things around and making money and doing things, aren't you?
My restaurant, Tennessee Department of Tourism, out of the top 30 restaurants in the state of Tennessee, my restaurant come in number 8.
Wow,
Food.
that's
We're
saying
number one,
something.
Tennessee Magazine 2 years in a row. We're number 1 best food.
That's saying something.
Coffee County, 5 years in a row, #1. Best
Wow.
food. Yeah, it's good food. It's just home cooking, but
Yeah,
it's good.
right.
It's really good. Getting in there is a problem. We got a line usually an hour long, but
Kind of like Lambert's, where they throw the rolls over there in St. Louis.
I was just at Lambert's down in Alabama.
Yeah, they built the new one.
And
Yeah,
then I've been in Missouri and.
yeah,
It's not like that, but it's home cooking like that.
but it's home cooking like
Yeah,
that, right?
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what I was getting at.
Good food.
If I come down here next weekend, will it be full?
You better get here early. You won't be able to get into town for several hours. They'll be backed out to the interstate.
You're talking about that I need to shuffle on in here on Thursday?
Be best if you want to get in town. It could take you 3 hours, 4 hours to get into town on Friday and Saturday.
Is there any place where I can primitive camp where it won't cost me an arm and a leg to stay here?
Trying to think.
Or is everything out here all hotels?
Well, all the bed and breakfasts here are all full. And they're full up. Everybody gets them a year in advance because there's not much for facilities here. There's a KOA campground out towards Manchester that has, I think, a place that if you want to pitch a tent and all that.
Manchester?
Mm-hmm. I'm getting this already. This is completely full of vendors in here, and then once they're in here, they can't get their cars in and out.
Sure.
Because of the traffic.
Sure. And how far is Manchester from here?
24 miles, I think.
Going back towards the interstate?
Take I-24 to Manchester. On the left-hand side, you'll see a KOA campground.
Okay. All right.
If you got a GPS, just plug it in your GPS.
Yeah, I got it.
It'll take you right to a place.
This is a very unique place, isn't it?
It is, yes. Absolutely.
How far down can I go? Are I even supposed to be out here?
Well, you're fine, but I'm working on it back. I wouldn't go back there, see where my backhoe's at.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go any further than that because there's a lot of nails and stuff in there. I've got topsoil getting ready to put over it.
Right,
And then,
okay.
I've got 3 loads of rock coming in Monday.
Appreciate you telling me that.
But I pick up a lot of nails back there. 'Cause
We're-
we burn stuff back there, from some of my construction, and then the nails end up in the ground, and I'm getting flat tires every time I go out there. So,
All right, one more other question that you may can answer, and if you can't, that's fine too. And no, this isn't a trivial question thing. There's supposed to be a town up here pretty close to Nashville that's supposed to celebrate once a year pertaining to Jesse James. A Jesse James ordeal.
That I haven't heard of.
Supposedly where Jesse James and Frank James went to, robbed a little old store before they wound up going back to Missouri. I didn't realize that they come this far out east, but they did.
I haven't heard anything about anything like that, no. I know about them in Missouri. One of the gals that works with me was related to them. And in fact, she's got a burial plot right next to theirs.
Really, up there at Kansas City?
No, it's out just not too far from Holt, Missouri.
Yeah, well, it's up there pretty close to
Yeah,
Kansas
pretty
City,
close,
Missouri.
pretty close.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but it's a different town.
Is it Lebanon, Missouri, or something like that?
I can't remember. I'd have to ask her. She's told me several times, but.
But she's kin to him, and she's got a lot up there.
Mm-hmm.
Is she still living?
Yeah, she's only 50 years old.
Is she around today?
No, she's gone.
Will she be here next week?
I don't know. She's a singer, and she's out on tour a lot.
Because I'm kin to the Jesse James gang. Me and her may be able to connect.
You might be able to. I don't know if she's when she's here. She takes care of all my computer stuff, so she's not here all the time.
I got you.
In and out as I need her to do the advertising and social media.
Have you ever heard of a grocery store franchise called E.W. James? They was kin to the Jesse James gang up in Northwest Tennessee. I'm originally from around Reelfoot Lake.
Yeah.
You know where Reelfoot Lake is?
I do. Mm-hmm.
I'm up from up in that part of the neck of the woods.
Yep, nice part of the country.
It is.
As long as the fault don't give way.
As long as the New Madrid Fault don't give way. I guess you're seeing reports on that pertaining to you two and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know. It can happen. It can happen. I'm gonna have to get to work though. I've got to have this stuff ready to roll out of here.
Sir, I appreciate you
about
talking
20
to
more
me.
minutes. Yeah.
I do. I appreciate you talking
All
to
right,
me.
man. We'll
Because
see you
whenever
again
I'm
when you come
talking to
back.
somebody like you, it's almost like talking to the mayor.
Well, I don't ever want to be that.
You not into politics?
No,
Me neither.
that's a thankless job.
Thank you. Thank you for even saying that. God bless you, sir. You may see me up here next weekend. All right. Just want to show my viewers this little town. We had just had a conversation. Bill Buckley, the town Bill Buckley, and once a year they have a shindig similar to what they have up there in Reelfoot Lake, where all the vendors come in and set up camp. In other words, it'll be their big money making week for the year. Sun's finally shining. Looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day.
They have a menu that is John and
This is the town of Bill Buckley. They keep it looking old, preserved, all the above. You guys ain't doing a poker run today, are you?
No, we're just out riding around.
Well, it's a good day for it, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
This morning was kind of cold and dreary, but finally warmed up.
Yeah, it's all good. now.
Y'all from around here?
Nashville,
Nashville. Who do you representing?
Boswell's Music City chapter, out of Boswell's.
Vessel's Lane.
Are you with a non-affiliated group pertaining to non-denominational
Harley, it's the Harley Owners Group.
Harley Owners Group?
Right in with the motor company, yeah. And then with the Boswell's Harley Davidson dealership.
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
it's a pretty well run organization.
I got you.
It's a big group.
I got you.
It's just a good day for a ride. So
Absolutely.
take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Take care of yourself.
Sunshine now.
Absolutely. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
It's amazing. You get out here and get to riding around in the South, places in Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, Kentucky. You'll find all these little places hidden way back in the middle of Timbuktu. Places that you just don't hear a lot of in regard to the townmanship and their involvement towards being merchants for the people. It's Bluebird Antiques. It's amazing. You ride around in various states and see how they still are holding dear to the past. And in ways, there's really nothing wrong with that, as long as they can keep it in the right perspective and the past doesn't exceed their future. And I really truly believe in lots of different ways that is what has occurred with the state of Tennessee and other states as well as America, is that their past is still outranking their present and their future. And of course, when you have this, it creates a stalemate. It becomes stagnant to the point that the only thing that you have to look forward to is, in fact, the past, because your present is your past. Lord, it's the stuff in that house, or at that house. See, I'd never heard of Bill Buckley until today. But I guarantee you, there's people in Bill Buckley that has never heard of Dyer, Tennessee. They've got a storm shelter down there somewhere, probably for the town. Or they've never heard of Rutherford, or Sharon, Tennessee, or Greenfield, Tennessee. And probably the only reason why even Martin, Tennessee is on the map, as well as Dresden, is because of their university, their college out there that they have. But I can see right now they're getting ready to set up. See all their outdoor toilets. I just imagine all week long will be busy towards people setting up and doing stuff out here, preparing for their big event where they make a lot of money. Sharon, Tennessee had their festival last week. I didn't go simply because I was afraid that I was going to probably wind up getting jumped by a bunch of people who had already done heard about me and having a lot of negative. This looks like an old church, 1800s. I didn't go because I was afraid that I was going to get jumped and somebody end up stirring up a bunch of trouble, and the next thing you know, I would have been standing back in front of a judge again over somebody else's illegitimacies. This is probably used to be a place of business right here of some sort. That's the reason why that I chose to go to Reelfoot versus Sharon, is because I didn't want to wind up being entrapped in somebody else's entanglements towards basically being a bully or starting trouble. So because of that, I would feel pretty well comfortable in coming back here during their festivities and just seeing what all occurs here, because 140,000 people, that would exceed the amount of vendors and people that come out to Reelfoot Lake. Liberty Park. Liberty Park. Now, I don't know if there'll be vendors out here or not. But it's kind of cool looking around in areas that you aren't really unfamiliar with and seeing how other people live. Older model home, 2-story. America. It's one of the greatest places in the world to live. To get out and do what I'm doing right now. Didn't have to get no special permit. Didn't have to go before no council meeting so that they could vote on whether or not I could get out and do what I'm doing right now. America is one of the greatest places in the world to live in comparison to the rest of the nations throughout the planet, because of this very fact of being able to be free, get in your automobile and drive around and start asking questions and taking pictures. If you was to do that in some of these other countries, they would probably think that you was a spy and have you arrested for espionage, kind of like the minister that Donald Trump has managed to get released here just recently. To think that other countries are even remotely close to being like our country is a fantasy in and of itself, because the majority of them are not. And if they identify that you're not from there, ordinarily they'll either freak out because of their abnormal superstitiousness. Now look at this place here. It's got a big mural. I don't know that you can see it. It's got a painted mural on the side of that building. I don't know if it used to be a church or what. Maybe it was a school at one time. Oh well. I want to go back and look at the mural. Oh, it's Bill Buckley Park. It is a park now. I don't know what it originally was. This is in Bradford County, Coffee County, Moore County. Did this building here, did it used to always be what it is now, or was it at one time something else?
I'm not from
there. There's a policeman. Or a policeman's car. I don't know if there's a policeman in it or not. No policeman in it. I've met up a lot of people probably over half the people here are not from here. That's kind of odd, unusual, to meet up with so many people that's not from here. Here's the Muriel. Children playing. Got a kite in their hand. That's neat. Wish the sun wasn't hitting it like it is. But I'm getting trouble. There we go. Looks like a lot of it has faded. I bet whenever it was first done, it was pretty. Alright, I'm going to leave things alone where they are. And I'm here in Middle Tennessee, looking around. In a little town that I personally am unfamiliar with. I was told that Lynchburg is in but about 35 miles from here. So I know about where I am, give or take about an hour, hour and a half from Nashville, south, pretty close to the southern border between Tennessee and Alabama. A completely different set of dogs down in here, pertaining to the people that I've been adapted to and adjusted to up in Northwest Tennessee. Okay, I remember that place right there that I called a business. So let me go on over here real quick while we're still filming, while we're still documenting. And this ought to take me right back to the main heart of the little town. Here's this. Sidewalks, pretty neat. Here's their fire department. Good looking fire trucks. I don't know what that used to be. There's a Westerner. He's a cowboy. I think I'm gonna hang around this evening to see some of the adventurous moments that they have with their cowboys and Indians, or cowboys. That sounded like that would be kind of cool. Got a Civil War museum. I'm gonna go in that direction. Historical district. This is east on 269 towards turning left right here. Yeah, they're trying to maintain their older look. Same thing as other towns like St. Augustine, Florida. You can see this is a new building right here, a fairly newer building, but it still has that old-timey look about it. A lot of towns does that. They want to keep their nostalgia look. That way it don't look too modern. It maintains the history of their culture. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as they don't get caught up in the past to the point that the past dominates their future. Well, here we are. We're just about completed this cycle. I've gone over a minute and a half. Good luck to all of us. Shalom.